Brandon from Cosmic Mirrors. Once again, we got another guy who came and saw the movie, Fantastic Four. What did you think about the movie?
It was really good. It, like, I like how it's like futuristic and like brings back from like the comic how it was like.
Right.
It was pretty good.
Do you think it was the best one?
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
How many times do you think you've seen this movie again?
Probably like I guess 4 or 5 times.
4 or 5 times?
Yeah, that's
like, who was your favorite character in the movie?
I gotta go with Johnny. How he figured out the language.
Right. You think he played this character well?
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you. Here with one of the moviegoers. What did you think about Fantastic Four?
Oh, it was great. I'm an old nerd, so it brought me back to like when I was a little kid. It was everything I was hoping for, so I was pretty psyched. It was great, yeah.
That's good. Do you think it was the best one?
Oh, easily, hands down.
Okay.
Yeah, no question. The best one, hands down. Yeah.
Okay.
It was good.
All right, well, thank you for coming.
All right.
Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Cosmic Nerds with Cosmic Saito and me, yours truly, Cosmic Brandon. Here to give you guys a full review on Fantastic Four with the spoilers. Great movie. Saito?
Yeah, I think the movie was great. As you know, you just saw the interviews we did with some people that got to see the movie with us. We got to see it in IMAX. It was a spectacle, man. It was,
Fantastic.
It was fantastic, you know. No pun intended, or pun intended.
Right.
You know, purposely. Honestly, man, like I got the pleasure of seeing it twice. And I'll be, as blunt as I possibly can. I think it was better the second time I saw it. My expectations were a little high going in the first time, and they met all the expectations. I think the movie does exactly what it needs to do. But the second viewing, it's like it kind of like puts it into the stratosphere, puts it into space, for lack of a better term. What would you think about it, man?
I thought it was incredible. Like I said, fantastic. Literally, just incredible. I think that the way the actors played the characters, they did them really good justice. I mean, even in what's it called, Ben Grimm, The Thing, a lot of his outfits and the clothes that he wore in a lot of different comic books. Even when he had his beard, like that, I forgot what comic book that was, but that was like really, really touched on all those things. And not for nothing, The Thing has swag. He's always like, he might be, made of rocks, but he can dress. He's the best dresser in the whole the whole team, for sure.
For sure. No, I think the cast, whoever did the casting for that needs to like a big, huge raise, pat on the back. Kevin Feige needs to take him out to lunch for the rest of the year, something like that. Because Pedro Pascal as Reed Richards, he must have just read comics all year.
Oh yeah.
He gets all like his tics and like how he's obsessed with solving problems. Like he's compassionate, but he's always obsessed with solving problems. And like they say it in the movie, he says it that he always has to think about the worst possible outcomes. Obviously they have Franklin, and if you watch the trailers or whatever, watch the movie, Galactus wants Franklin. So he's thinking about using Franklin as bait towards the end, and then like using him to get Galactus and lure him out, and it causes a strife between him and Sue Storm or Sue Richards or whatever. But he does great. And then Vanessa Kirby, I said it earlier in my reaction video, as Sue Storm, does phenomenal.
Incredible.
Absolutely phenomenal. Like, fantastic. Again.
Right. When she showed the baby in her stomach, because like I said, the other movies and other things that shows their powers, they don't really touch too much into their powers, but Sue Storm is really powerful. And the fact that she showed her baby in her stomach was like, wow, that's incredible.
Yeah. Watch. I bet you any money someone's going to try to make that like tech going forward.
Right.
To be able to do that. That's a great way for, her to win an argument, I guess.
Yeah. It was, yeah.
But no, she's like the heart and soul of like that whole dynamic, that team, even like the movie in and of itself, because it goes into like how she was a diplomat and made like a deal with Mole Man so they can have their own city. She was the first person to speak up. If you think about it, to Galactus and the Silver Surfer, and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? She's like,
Right.
she may not be like, I want to say like a leader of the team, but she is like the focal point. Like the, for example, like the space scene when they go from the second they leave Earth to the second they get back to Earth, everything in between that section is absolutely great. It's great. Um, and then like how like they're running from the Silver Surfer.
Right.
The Silver Surfer almost takes the baby. The way she delivered the line to Johnny was like, "Yo, kill her." He's like, "What?" He's like, "Kill her. She's trying to take your nephew. Kill her." It's fucking
Right.
It's like, yo,
It's true.
It sucks you in. Like I said, I saw it twice. That whole scene, it's quiet. It's like a pin could drop and it would sound like a lightning struck. It was amazing.
Right. No, for sure. Silver Surfer was she was pretty badass. I mean, I like how like we got to see a lot of her abilities more so. Like like yeah, that he can like phase through things, Silver Surfer. But the speed, how fast the Silver Surfer is. That was dope when they were attacking Galactus, and Johnny Storm was using his pyro abilities,
Yeah.
and then you see Silver Surfer riding the lava and the flames, like it's like she's surfing.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
Dude, she's riding like magma.
Right.
They get close to that black hole. She's riding like space dust. The fact that she had the ability to get sucked into a black hole almost, and then she's strong enough to get out of it. Like it took her a while, but she was still able to do that.
Oh yeah, she's super fast.
That in and of itself is just a feat that's crazy. It's kind of weird, not to get off topic, but there was 2 movies this month that both dealt with black holes in a weird way. Like I had Superman like used the ice.
Oh, it's true, yeah.
And then you got the Silver Surfer doing that. It's kind of like
true.
It's kind of interesting that I bet they didn't talk to each other, but that they did that in both those movies. It's pretty cool.
Right. I would say the only thing that I thought was just there's only 2 cons I'd say about the movie. Just 2, only 2. And so Galactus looked incredible. Looked like he did in the comics and stuff, but a little better. But I would say when he got onto planet Earth, I was expecting him to be a little bigger. He is a way bigger. He's bigger than Godzilla. Put that in perspective. And when Sue Storm, when she pushed him and stuff, that wouldn't have been able to happen. He's just way, way, way too big and tall. He's so strong. And when he used the buildings as like leverage when she was trying to push him,
Yeah.
Galactus wouldn't even be able to hold on to those buildings because he's so big and strong.
Yeah.
The buildings would have just broke. That's my only complaint. But still doesn't take away from the movie. The movie's still fantastic.
Yeah, fair enough. I thought that aspect was cool because correct me if I'm wrong, but doesn't Galactus have the ability to change his shape and make him however big he wants to be?
I thought that too, but that's why I didn't know if they were doing that in the movie. Because when they were on the ship, he looked
bigger than he did on Earth.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I thought that was pretty interesting. That whole last scene, that last little battle they have, because like all right, so if we get into like the plot of the movie like kind of throws you in. They've been the Fantastic Four for 4 years. They've been a family. Well, they've always been a family, but they've been the Fantastic Four for 4 years. We don't get that whole backstory, slog of hey, this is what happened to them. It's like it happens quick within like the first like 2 minutes. They show you like a reel and stuff.
Kind of what they did in Superman.
Yeah. It's pretty much, yeah. It's kind of like they both these movies kind of like bit off each other.
Which is funny because what's his name was talking about that in his article, his interview. Kevin Feige, he was saying how the Superman movie, how they were just like, instead of like showing you everything from start to finish, telling you those story all over again.
Yeah.
It just told you 3 years ago, 3 months ago, and then he was like, it worked. So, and he liked that. So now we see Fantastic Four, they pretty much did the same thing.
Yeah. So like, quick side note, James Gunn said in interviews, like, there's a bunch of stuff that we never need to see happen again in the movie. The Superman's origin, Spider-Man getting bitten by a spider, and Batman, his parents dying in the alley. We should never see this in the movies ever again.
It's true.
If you don't know the story, don't go watch the movie. It's kind of like a waste of time at that point.
Plus, there's so many different movies of those characters that
you can just go see it and watch it.
Right, and see the story.
But yeah, so it's kind of great. Like they kind of really like I said, they just jump into like their story. Like the first scene in the movie is like that at the Baxter Building. Sue finds out she's pregnant. they're having like their Sunday dinner, and like everyone finds out that she's having a baby. It's a big deal all over the world because they're the only superheroes in the verse. Um, and
Right.
then like while they're having like some little discussion about dinner and like life and stuff like that, so Surfer comes. So like the pacing of the movie is like it's not
It's
like
pretty good.
slow.
It's not rushed.
It's not rushed and it's not too slow. It just keeps the story moving along. Um, so then Reed comes up with the plan to go to space, and like I said earlier, like that whole from the second they leave Earth
Mm-hmm.
to the second they get back, it's great. Like they go see Galactus. Johnny being Johnny, tries to flirt with the Silver Surfer and whatnot.
So Johnny.
Um, and he kind of did it in a smart way. He finds out what that sentence that she said to him earlier on, what it means. He uses that to figure out the language like later in the movie, which is that aspect of Johnny never gets touched upon because
It's true.
I don't think it's ever clearly stated that he's dumb or that he's a scientist, but because the other thing the movie does, it doesn't really tell you like the time between stuff. It subtly does, but like it's like like a month goes by because they were in space for a month, and it says it like real quick, and then from Galactus coming to Earth, it takes him a month because like he's in Saturn, he's by Saturn. It's gonna take a while. Then he's by Mars. It takes a while. So like months and months go by before he ever actually gets there.
Right.
And I don't know. It's the way they did it is it's absolutely great, man.
Yeah, Johnny Storm definitely did a good job. He's not just a pretty face and ugly. He's dumb.
Yeah.
Because if that's the case, why would he be on a ship or a rocket to space?
Right.
If he's just has no brains, but he's smart. He's a scientist.
Because I think that's kind of like what was the issue with Johnny Storm, like in the comics and the earlier movies. Is like even I asked that myself when I was a kid. It's like, all right, he's a cool character,
right?
On the Human Torch, but why is he there? Because if you go once you like realize like, okay, Sue is Reed's girlfriend or wife and husband dynamic. Reed's the smartest person on the planet, and then Ben Grimm is the pilot of the ship. So all these people have like a role to play while they're there, and then like, why is Johnny here? So the fact that this movie kind of like, okay, now we give Johnny a reason to be there and part of this whole dynamic, it just makes it better.
Everyone has a belonging.
Exactly. So
now I want to touch on like the secret ending. So there was a leak online about Fantastic Four about like her reading the book to her to Franklin, and then Dr. Doom was going to come. That happened. That leak was that happened. But my thing with that leak now, with the whole thing, when we saw it, Dr. Doom comes out. He's reading the book, the story to Franklin. They don't show his face. His mask is off. Everyone knows it's Robert Downey Jr. Supposedly.
Yeah.
But why wouldn't they just show his face?
You gonna pay him $100 million to be in a movie for 10 seconds? I'm just saying.
That's a great. I did not think about that. That's a good point.
Yeah, they just had it like a stand-in, probably. Hey, hold the mask, let the kid touch your face, call it a day. Because I don't know. You got to think about that when you make these movies are multi-billion-dollar, projects. If I can save a couple pennies by not getting this guy in the movie, then why not? But even so, like we gotta touch upon Franklin though, because in the comics, Franklin is an Omega level mutant.
He is.
So because you already touched upon like the one thing that kind of I didn't really understand is because Reed Richards scans his son multiple times, like when Sue's pregnant with him, and then after he's born, because like Galactus tells them that he has the power cosmic. So then when he scans him, it says there's no anomalies found. If I'm not mistaken, like mutants have an X gene that makes them a mutant.
Right.
So if there's no anomalies found, then how is he a mutant? Because that's who he is in the comics.
Well, the reason with that is because it's cosmic energy. Okay. So his cosmic powers can't be seen. It's just like in Ironheart, like when they found when Homegirl took a piece from Mephisto's cape, and she had to go to like a spiritual type, scientist, and they scanned the thing, and it's old magic.
Yeah.
Cosmic energy from the cosmic realm. It's the Silver Surfer, Galactus, Mephisto are from the cosmic realm. There's different parts of the realm too.
So it's like God Key and Dragon Ball?
Yeah, basically. It's like where Boris and Beerus and Whis are in that.
You can't sense it.
You can't sense them, yeah.
But no, like the other thing about Franklin though is like Franklin is
He's a god.
pretty much he's a baby who has like or a child who doesn't have like who has these powers to warp reality and create his own realities.
Right.
You know, like
He could defeat Galactus.
he could. So in the battle, at the end of the battle with Galactus, Sue pushes him and uses all her powers to push him into like the wormhole so he can get sent across the universe. Doing that, she uses all her powers and she dies. And Franklin warps reality to bring his mom back to life as an infant.
Right.
So it's like, okay, this guy is like, even like her eyes show up like they look like Peter
Galaxy,
Quill's,
right.
when like he was dealing with his dad.
Ego,
yes.
right.
So it's and then so like he is like a huge player in like the Doomsday and Secret War like comics and stuff like that. Because if I'm not mistaken, like Doctor Doom tricks Franklin into believing that's his dad, and then he warps reality to like everyone. He becomes like quote unquote like his father figure, and it's like it's him. Sue Storm is his wife. Franklin's his son, and then their other sibling, which wasn't in the movie, is part of them. And then he creates the whole reality and battle world and all that stuff. And then Franklin is also the person that kind of saves the day and creates a new reality and the whole new universe and whatnot that saves everything. So it's nuts to like for him to finally be in the movie and be there, but we get to see like how that plays out. Honestly, like moving forward.
So true. It's so true. You know, like you said when you did your first what was it review when you went there, you said it was a wholesome movie. You know, definitely a wholesome movie for sure.
Oh, absolutely.
Definitely. I felt good through the whole way through. I knew actually. I think within the first 15, 20 minutes, I loved it. It's like I love this movie. I don't know, it just sucked me in right away. Like,
yeah, no, it definitely pulls at your heartstrings.
Right.
Cause like on some real world stuff, like it brings you to like this cosmic kind of wacky space adventure type of thing, but then it grounds you with like, okay, Sue's pregnant, she's about to have a baby in a spaceship with no gravity. They have like these little dynamics of Sunday dinner, which you know people back would have all the time. You know, I'm sure some of you guys used to have like dinners with your family on like a regular basis. That dynamic, I thought this was cool. I thought this was phenomenal. So remember how like Johnny like, oh, like she spoke to me,
right?
And like they all kind of like brush him aside and like don't say anything to him.
Right.
He goes back to his room. The person who comes to talk to him is his sister.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like that family dynamic of like, okay, like all right, everyone may not be listening, but you're my sibling. You care to come talk to me about the things that are important to me. Even that family dynamic aspect was cool. It's just dope. It's like the small little stuff. It's like Vanessa Kirby does such a good job in her role. Like I said, she's the heart of the movie. Like
right.
There's a moment where they're like her and Reed Richards are laying in bed. And she's like, yeah, like just because I don't talk about it, I still think about it. And you can see like the concern in her face, and you can tell like she's doing such a good job that you're like, yo, like these two people really might be in love. Like it's
right.
It's such a it's the acting is top notch, 10 out of 10, man.
Oh yeah,
it's phenomenal. Like,
I have a prediction. So when we watch the end of Thunderbolts, you see one of the secret endings. You see the ship that's flying in space, and it's Fantastic Four. In this one, we didn't see that, but Silver Surfer had told Johnny Storm that just leave this universe, go into an alternate universe, leave. So I think what we're gonna get is a sequel to this, or another movie that might show them, but like a sequel to this, and then they're finally going to leave. Whatever movie is going to show them leaving that universe into another universe where they're, no Galactus. But my thing with that is, anytime you go to another universe, there are going to be people there who look like you.
Oh yeah.
In that universe.
So
would that be a callback from the old Fantastic Four people?
That would be cool.
I know Dr. Doom from before he passed away.
He did?
The guy who played him, the guy from Nip Tuck.
That was him?
That was him.
No way.
He passed away, man.
I didn't know that.
I was really down about it. I used to watch Nip Tuck too. You know, FX
Yo, that's
because
crazy.
it had all the nudity and shit when I
So,
was a kid.
oh wow.
That's why I used to watch it. FX Golden Days, man.
Yo, nah, it's nuts. I knew the guy passed away, but like I didn't make that connection that was
Right.
him. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah, passed away.
Another cool thing that this movie does, right? So like obviously the name of the Earth is 828. 828 is Jack Kirby's birthday because whatever August 28th. There's a scene when early in the movie when the Silver Surfer comes. There's a bunch of people looking out their windows, like, hey, what's going on? What's that? There's these two old dudes that look out the window, and then there's a bunch of comics on the side. That's a nod to Stan Lee and Jack Kirby. That's who those two characters are, right?
Oh.
Yeah, it's like on the wall on the side it says like Timely Comics. That was the name of Marvel before.
Yeah, that was. I remember that. Yeah.
And then like obviously we're watching it in the theater and you can't pause it, but there's a bunch of comics on the side, right?
Right.
Oh, if you go back to the Fantastic Four comics, Stan Lee and Jack Kirby put themselves into the comic. They're like actual characters in the Fantastic Four's world.
That's true.
So like they show up on like numerous occasions and whatnot. So it's like to have like the director of this movie, like it made this movie look like a comic. Like I said earlier, like earlier in the month with Superman. Superman looks like it's ripped right out of the comics. Like it's looked like James Gunn took the comic book and put it on the screen. The director of this movie literally took the Fantastic Four comic, ripped it out, and put it on screen.
He did.
It's great. It's
the little robot too was dope. It's like the Jetsons.
Yeah, it's like the Jetsons. It's literally like the Jetsons. There's another.
You know what's crazy? Not a good topic, but I didn't know that you was into the Jetsons. Like I loved watching the Jetsons when I was a kid.
The Jetsons were dope, man.
Hell yeah.
The Jetsons, the Flintstones,
all that, yeah. Everything on Boomerang.
Any Hanna-Barbera cartoon, I used to watch it before it was on Boomerang when they used to play it on Cartoon Network.
Oh, Hey Boo Boo.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to watch all that.
Nah, man. Like, those are throwbacks.
Hell yeah.
Like, it's crazy. You go on Boomerang now, it shows like cartoons from when we were kids.
Right.
Damn, like I didn't know this was a throwback, but
damn, it's crazy.
But like, let me ask you this. So obviously, we can both say that we like the movie, right?
Right, for sure.
Do you think it works? Like obviously we've been talking like I've been saying this for months. We've been saying this for months. Like this movie had to do good. Do you think it achieved its goal of being a good movie?
I think they did a good job. I think they did definitely achieve this. Now it makes sense how Iron Man in the MCU is kind of like dead, but now Reed Richards, Fantastic Four is coming in because, like I said, the smartest person in the Marvel Universe heroes is Reed Richards. The smartest villain in the Marvel Universe, some might say MODOK, but it's actually Doctor Doom. Mm-hmm. So now they got rid of, because before we would assume that it was, Iron Man who was the smartest one.
Yeah.
But now that Reed Richards is in here, I'm curious to see if the next villain that we get for the MCU, they got to be intelligent. Obviously, it's going to be Doctor Doom for sure. But I saw something that I was reading about, and because there is a comic book where Doctor Doom and what's his name, Victor Timely, Kang the Conqueror.
Yeah.
They go up against the Avengers.
That's if I'm not mistaken, Secret Wars. Secret Wars, it happens like Kang is a part of that whole dynamic in Secret Wars.
We can't do Kang without Jonathan Majors.
Yeah, they gotta. I can't even say recasting. They need to bring him back. So the other question I have for you, what would you say was your favorite part of the movie?
Damn.
Itself? So my favorite part, literally the whole space scene. It's great, and the whole hey Johnny, kill her. That I'm watching it like I said the second time, this is phenomenal storytelling. So what was yours?
When they showed Galactus on his throne, I was like, oh my god, I got chills. And then that was one of my favorites. And then I'd say when the Thing was like, I don't say that color in time. It's only in the comic books.
Oh yeah,
that was hilarious.
Oh, to touch on quickly on that, right? The guy who's yelling at him, saying it on the street. So obviously there was the 1994 Fantastic Four movie that they made that never got released.
Yeah, he's from there.
No, that guy saying that to him was supposed to be the Thing. in that movie.
Right.
Those guys, they're in
The 1990
four.
yep,
So in
series.
in the opening montage, like all four of them are in one like a little circle saying thank you to the Fantastic Four.
Right.
And then lastly, right? Do you think the characters worked? I think we already touched upon it, like how much we liked it, like everyone who played their role. Like
100%.
like Vanessa Kirby, Pedro Pascal, Joseph Quinn, Evan Moss Bachman, Ralph. I can't pronounce his name.
The guy who plays Johnny Storm.
No, the guy who plays Galactus.
Oh
and
yeah.
then Julia Gardner. All of them did phenomenal.
For real.
All of them did phenomenal. All of them did great. I really can't say anything bad about them. That they.
Oh yeah.
The person who did the casting needs a raise.
Oh yeah.
Great.
Johnny Storm, the guy who plays Johnny Storm, looks just like Robert Downey Jr. when Robert Downey Jr. was young.
It's kind of crazy.
When I saw him in Gladiator too, he did a good job in there too. But I was like, is that Robert Downey Jr.'s like son? But yeah, no, like you said, the movie's great. I just hope to see what they do next. I hope they keep this traction. I think these 2 months, it's been good for DC and it's been good for Marvel.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm curious to see what happens next.
That's
But Robert Downey Jr. though, I'm a little worried, scared, concerned because I like him. He's a great actor. He did a good job as Iron Man, but to have him come back as Doctor Doom, I just feel like, I think he'll do good with the role, but I just think it's too soon. They should cast someone else to have, I think, to play. It's my personal opinion, to play Doctor Doom.
Yeah. I agree with you. I think it was like, it's weird because like obviously that interview came out and Kevin Feige was like, "Oh, we were talking about it beforehand." I think that's BS. You weren't talking about bringing back Robert Downey Jr. when the whole thing with Kang happened. There's no way that can be true. I think it is too soon. It should have been someone else because like, and then now we gotta kind of try to tell this story because all the multiverse, why he looks like Robert Downey Jr. and all that stuff. As a matter of fact, like Robert Downey is posting like comics on his like Instagram. Today he posted a comic, and on the front page is Iron Man fighting Doctor Doom. So now people are trying to say, oh, like, are they gonna lead up to, Iron Man fighting Doctor Doom in the movie? So it's gonna be like Robert Downey Jr. fighting Robert Downey Jr. It's like, come on, like,
yeah, it looks kind of stupid.
There could be a way better story that comes out of this.
They don't want to lock themselves in this. What's it saying in a burning building?
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Because the TV term is like they don't want to. We don't want Marvel to get to the point where they jump the shark,
right?
And then it becomes like monotonous and nobody wants to watch it and
right.
these films anymore.
Like what they did with Mortal Kombat 1, they went and kept doing the multiverse thing because they see those movies doing it, and now the storyline is all screwed up. Yeah. So you know what I mean, and that's the thing. Like you said with this, it's like they're gonna screw up the whole thing. People are gonna get sick of the multiverse if not already. So like,
at least we know these next like 2 years. I think Secret Wars comes out 2027. If I'm not mistaken. I think the last one comes out in 2027, which ends the whole multiversal thing, and then we're gonna get into the mutant saga. And then Kevin Feige already said, hey, it's gonna be like a soft reboot. He didn't use the word reboot or whatever, and then everyone's gonna be on the same Earth, and we kind of go from there. Go ahead.
Who do you think would play a really good Doctor Doom?
I want to see someone that's unknown, honestly. Like just someone pull somebody out of a hat, not out of a hat, but like someone that's like not a big actor,
right?
And then have them, kind of like take over the role. Like for example, like a lot of people didn't know who Tom Holland was, and he became Spider-Man.
True.
And then he is a great Spider-Man. He's a great Spider-Man, great Peter Parker. He's very good at the role. Even so much so is like think about it. Kind of on the flip side, Iron Man wasn't like a big, huge character until Robert Downey took the role and he like propelled him into stardom.
That is true.
And that role saved his career and whatnot. And so much so, like you got to pay him $10 million for being in a movie for 30 minutes. Like it's nuts. So I can say like this movie. I think the reason I didn't like that I wasn't. Not that I didn't like it. I wasn't too happy with it the first time. It's because like I wanted to see more, and I was expecting to be like, all right, it's gonna show me what, like how they get to the other universe and all this stuff.
Right.
Now that I went back and I see it and it doesn't happen, like like my expectation or my prediction is flawed and it doesn't work. Now I can enjoy the movie for what it is, because I'll definitely go see it again. Whenever it comes out on Disney Plus, I'll probably watch it multiple times and whatnot. And like, but it definitely leaves you wanting more of that universe, that Earth and that story and these characters when you leave the theater. Like, so much so it's like, oh, like now it's like, when do we get to see the Fantastic Four again? You know. So.
Right.
But got any other remarks, comments, concerns?
No, I was just thinking about who I wanted as Doctor Doom, but I can't really think because it's a hard role to play. Somebody who looks intelligent but also grimacing.
Yeah, because like,
because his face is screwed up.
Because here's the thing with Marvel, like in the comics, like these characters don't die like that
That's
often.
true.
They're not like, they don't just poof into thin air. Like, yeah,
Right.
like Thanos dies like in like this universe and whatnot, like they kill him twice.
Right.
But like Doctor Doom is always around. Kang the Conqueror is always around. Like Loki always around. Like these are characters in the comics that show up time and time again. I think what's gonna be cool, because like I said, they're gonna do like a soft reboot and whatnot. Now you get to mold and bring all these characters together, have them on the screen all the time, have different characters pop in and out of movies and whatnot, and then you could do like a story where you bring back, like, you don't have to do the Infinity Saga all over again, but you could bring back a Thanos just for whatever reason. You could you could bring back a version of Loki to cause problems for whatever reason. You can still have someone play Doctor Doom that's not Robert Downey Jr. causing trouble for the heroes for whatever reason. But you know, we'll see how it plays out. Like I think obviously Marvel's been in good hands. I think this movie is helping them get out of that little slump they've been in for a while.
Yeah.
And you know, I'm excited for the future. Fantastic Four is definitely, it's kind of comical. The name of the movie is Fantastic Four: First Steps. So they're taking the first steps to becoming a even better at what they're doing.
For sure.
But with that being said, we are the Cosmic Nerds. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe.
Please and thank you, as always.